Hey everyone, Josh here with a look at another Star Wars toy, and today we're going to unbox the Scout Trooper from the Archive series. So let's go cut this guy loose. Alright everyone, here we are with a Scout Trooper from the Black Series Archive collection. And so if you're not totally familiar with what the Archive collection is, these are re-release of older and more popular Black Series characters. And this particular figure is in Wave 2. Wave 2 has 4 characters in it. You have the Scout Trooper, Darth Maul from Episode 1, Anakin Skywalker from Episode 3, and Master Yoda. So each wave has 4 figures in it, and this figure is from Wave 2. And we're going to unbox this guy today. But before we get that far, I just want to go ahead and spin the packaging around and let's take a quick look at it. And so as you can see, it says Archive right there on the package. And mine got a little bit of damage. I ordered these guys offline, so just fair warning. That's some of the downside of ordering your character or your figures from the internet. So on the back of the packaging here, what you have is a picture of the original release of the figure. And so if you're familiar with this line, the Black Series at all, when this guy was initially released in 2014, and you can see right here on the box they have the date of his release, which was 2014, he actually came with the speeder bike from Return of the Jedi. And of course, if you're familiar with these guys, that's what movie they appeared in, was Return of the Jedi. And it's unfortunate. Let me see here. I get the packaging a little bit closer. You can actually see a little bit better picture of the speeder bike. But when this guy was initially released in 2014, and that's what this is, they're showing you a picture of the original release. He came with the speeder bike. So you do have a small character description here, and I will read that to you guys real quickly. Scout Troopers are lightly armored compared with other stormtroopers, which allows them to move more quickly and easily in a range of environments. Okay, so not a detailed or in-depth description, but that's what you get. Anyway, there he is in the box, and as far as I can tell, just looking through the packaging, it looks like the only accessory we have to interact with is his blaster pistol, but let's go ahead and get him out of there. And so what I'm going to do here is, when I cut him out of here, is I'm going to, instead of ripping the bubble off the card, I'm trying a technique which is a little bit new to me. I've never opened a figure this way before, but one of my viewers who views the channel suggested I try this, and I'm actually very pleased with the way it's working out so far. But you open it this way, you just cut 3 sides of the bottom of the package, and you can, of the bubble here, and you can slide the character tray out and kind of preserve the packaging a little bit more. Plus you can insert him back in when you're done filling with him. And that's one of my complaints about these Archive figures, is the packaging. I like the Black Series boxes because you can put the figures back in when you take them out. So he comes with the very small blaster that he used. You saw them use these in Return of the Jedi, and we'll take a closer look at that in a little bit. And then let's pop him out of here. And wow, I really got these guys in here good. Okay, there he is loose. Very cool. All right. Very nice figure. Very cool. I like it. Okay, so here he is out of the box. And one of the things I'm noticing right off the bat here is the dirty boots. They put a little bit of brown paint on the boots, so you can see he's been out in the woods walking around. And of course you have, this is the holster for the blaster pistol. It's on the boot, actually, so that's pretty cool. We'll check that out in a second. So there he is, a favorite trooper, of course, and what I'm kind of curious is the helmet actually opens up. No, he doesn't. Okay. So there's what the backpack looks like from the top, and trying to see if there's any moving parts on any of it. So it does not appear to be. Okay, so let's run through this guy's articulation here, and how to be interesting, because sometimes they have to do things a little bit different for the troopers because of the armor. So just looking at his head here, you have a full rotation, up and down, so very good. And then going down to his arms here. Okay, so you have up and down movement and full rotation at the shoulder. But you can see the plate armor is hitting on his body here, up here on his near his neck. So that's all the further you're getting on the up and down part. And then going down to his elbow here, you have a rotation, but the point of articulation is right here under the shoulder plate. I don't know how well it's coming across on camera because his undersuit is all black, but it's right here. His arm rotates. Then you have elbow up and down, and there's actually two elbow joints. So you have one, the lower part and the upper part there, and I don't know. You can see how you have one where it bends and this little elbow plate doesn't, and then one where it bends and the elbow plate does. So very cool. I like that. And then going down to his wrist, you have rotation and an up and down movement from thumb to pinky, which is a little bit different than what you normally see. And it is the same thing on both arms. Normally, the back and forth is from palm to the top of the hand, so they did do it a little bit different. I think that might have something to do with the fact that normally this guy rode on a speeder bike, and you had to have articulation to accommodate that. So, very cool. All right, so I'm trying to look at the hand sculpts here, and just seeing they appear to be pretty much identical. He got a little trigger finger out, sticks out a little bit further on his right hand, and I'm thinking that's probably the one the gun's going to go in, because it's also the one that the holster, or on the side that the holster's on. So, okay. Then moving down from his arms, you have body articulation, and they hid the point of articulation under the chest plate here. So he has forward and backwards, and doesn't really rotate. It feels like you could force it, but you start getting resistance after about that much. It's not a lot. So then going down from there, does he have waist? No, he doesn't. Okay, so then going down to his legs, so you have a forward and a backwards movement, but due to this little armor piece that's hanging down right here, it's kind of limited, and you can see it does have some flexibility to it, and it's more because of the piece in his crotch and that part, the back of his lower torso here. It kind of restricts his back and forth movement, which I'm kind of surprised by that, because he's got to fit on that speeder bike. So then from there, you have a point of articulation. You have a rotation up on his upper leg here. And then you have knee forward and backwards. And it's just like the elbow. You have two joints where you can bend it. So very cool. And that's probably because on his original release, he had to fit on the speeder bike. So then you have another point of rotation at the boot. You can see they hid the joint at the top of the boot. And then you have at the ankle a forward and a backwards, and also a rotation. And then one thing here. the boot actually... Not getting good. There we go. The boot actually has tread on it, and you have 2 holes in the boot, and I believe that is because he is going to fit on the speeder bike, and those are for the pedals. So just to show you guys how the holster works and to see how well it works, that's how the blaster pistol fits in his boot. And yeah, it's in there pretty good. Not coming out. I mean, it looks like it's just sitting in there, but it actually, when I pushed it in, I felt it kind of like snap in. So that's cool. And can you actually reach it? Okay, not really. So, again, I think the blaster pistol is... It's interesting. So what you have going on here is his blaster has this little bar that comes out from the bottom of the handle and goes up. So, and I guess in the film that worked, but with the way they made it, you really only have room for 2 fingers. So unless you separated the 2 fingers, and they kind of did a little bit, the 2 fingers, top fingers are poked out a little bit, but it doesn't quite feel like it's sitting in there right. I guess it looks okay. I mean, it's in there good and tight, but to me it just feels like it's sitting at a funny angle. But since you have so much articulation with this guy and all these Black Series figures, you can make adjustments to where he's holding it. You can see how when you look at it straight on, it kind of looks a little bit crooked in his hand. And it's because of that little bar in it. Well... Okay, there is a split in his 2 fingers. I take that back. They did put a little gap in there for the gun. So there's just a little trigger guard or a guard over the handle, and you can only fit 2 of his fingers in there. So when you put a little more pressure on it, it fits better. There you go. That's what I wanted to see. It looks straighter in his hand that way. Much better. Okay. I'm much more happy with it. And yeah, I don't think they did that to his other hand. It's more of just your standard open fist on a figure. So I'd be willing to bet the gun goes in there, but it's probably not going to look all that great. Yeah, see, he'll hold it in his other hand, but it sits in there crooked. So that's not cool. But anyway, I think it looks good in that hand. We'll keep it in there. That looks good. But yeah, they put a split in between his first 2 fingers and his bottom 2 fingers so that he can hold the gun properly. And that's one of the things I'm glad they pay attention to, that kind of detail. It's really disappointing to me when I get a figure and they don't even properly interact with the accessories. So... all right, so let's give him what I think is one of the most important tests, is will he stand on his own? And that's not really a big concern I have with Black Series figures. They almost all do that very well. All right, everybody, there he is from the Black Series Archive Collection. This is your Scout Trooper, which appeared in Return of the Jedi. And thanks for watching, everyone. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys are enjoying the reviews and enjoying the videos. And if you are, please subscribe to the channel. We'd love to have your support here. And thank you so much for watching, everyone. We will talk to you guys later.